Hello, everybody. I'm Joshua Habursky, the Executive Director of the Premium Cigar Association. We're here on our March 2025 Filibuster edition. The Filibuster is typically government affairs oriented, and I have my colleague Glenn Loop on most of the time. But for this one, it'll be a little bit different. I'm going to talk some federal updates, but also talk about the trade show happening next month. I did a bit of a deep dive last night on Cigar Coop and 2-hour conversation. Talked about a lot of things and the intricacies of the trade show and some of the new programs. I'm not going to go into full detail in this session, but want to give some general updates for those that are attending or considering attending the trade show. We have a hard deadline of March 28th for registration. There are fees that are incurred if you don't have your registrations in by March 28th. So really encourage you to go to our trade show website. Lisa Sigler and Maria, who work on our membership team, are helping triage issues, answer questions, as well as the rest of our team. So you can find how to register on PCAtradeshow.org, as well as the full schedule of events. This year, we have a ton of activities. I think Friday is the marathon day. Education sessions, opening party, late night options. One of the things that we've heard a little bit of a misconception about New Orleans is you can't smoke anywhere. This year, PCA was very proactive. Our board of directors worked with us to find 2 large-scale spaces, Manning Sports Bar near the Caesars Casino, and then Cuban Creations in the French Quarter. We will be doing sponsored parties 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. every night of the trade show. These are several hundred-person gatherings, the capacity for it. So we're providing that circle bar atmosphere for all of you at each of those locations. I plan on, and I know our team plans on popping to each of them every night to enjoy the festivities, network, and enjoy some great cigars. So it will have a very party time atmosphere, both in the French Quarter and near the convention center. The other misconception that I addressed is, some people were saying, oh, you can't smoke at the trade show. Absolutely not. Our association, the New Orleans Convention Center Authority, has been very accommodating. You will be able to enjoy cigars on the trade show floor. Our association would not host an event without that ability to do so. So there will be plenty of cigars on the trade show floor, and also outside of the trade show. There's something called the front porch in front of the convention center, and we have some great activations that will be going on courtesy of Tatawahe. When you think New Orleans, you think food culture. I saw the other day that New Orleans was ranked #1 in terms of food, and the PCA and our trade show team is certainly embracing that for all of our events. We want to provide higher quality entertainment value and an overall better experience for the trade show, and we've taken necessary steps in doing so for that. The other thing that I want to remind folks about the trade show, if you have not booked your hotels, the Hilton Riverside and Embassy Suites, those are part of our room blocks. Really encourage you to support the organization, support the trade show by booking your rooms through our trade show block. This helps the association. If you book at one of these hotels, and 2 of our 4 are sold out already, the association gets credit for that we have a revenue share as part of it. So those funds, by staying there, if you're coming to the show, you got to stay somewhere in New Orleans. Some of that money comes back to the association, and we can put it towards good use for not only trade show programming, but for our advocacy. And we've had a lot of wins and a lot of activity at the state and federal levels recently. One of the things that I'm happy to report on the advocacy front, the North Dakota tax increase stalled. So that's another win. I know that Glenn and myself, we take great pride in defeating any tax increases, whether they are federal, state, or local. And we've had a great track record. Glenn and I have been working together state and federally for 5 years now, and we've had no legislative past tax increases. Now, some go up automatic per the way that the systems are worked, but nothing has come across the finish line in those 5 years. Now, on the other side, there was a bill introduced that was the tobacco tax equity. That's something that we've seen every Congress. The Illinois delegation in the Senate and the House reintroduced that. Basically, that doubles the cigarette tax and puts all tobacco products to a weight-based tax. In many cases, it's 300 to 400% tax increase on premium cigars. For your heaviest cigars, your 880s or your 990s, it could be almost 1,000% tax increase. We don't expect that to move this Congress. But it's something that we have to be vigilant. We released an action alert. We encourage you to go to cigaraction.org and voice your concerns, voice your opposition against that federal piece of legislation. Another bill that was introduced today by Representative Donalds would exempt premium cigars from federal regulation. And this is a messaging bill. I don't want to be very realistic with our audience and our membership. It's good to gain awareness for premium cigar issues, and we appreciate Representative Donalds for being a champion of that. In terms of legislative strategy and moving along, we don't expect that to, be passed into law. This has been something that different iterations of the bill have been introduced for the past 5 Congresses, and there's typically congressionally, you might have 1 or 2 bills on exemption, sometimes with different language. But we are grateful for the Representative Donalds and the co-sponsors for gaining awareness to premium cigar issues for our membership. Another thing that's been important in gaining awareness for PCA, our members, or the retail community, as well as the greater cigar community, is the Congressional Cigar Caucus. We recently co-hosted an event with Cigars for Warriors, talked about veterans' mental health and the connection with premium cigars, did a panel on the U.S. Capitol, and then a reception here at our office. So we're very grateful for the work of Cigars for Warriors. We recently released a blog post a little bit about the work that they've been doing and the importance of that. We're working to really bolster our support for Cigars for Warriors and, expand our partnership with that organization and all of the good work that they do. Our advocacy team, we work with some outside consultants. They've done over 50 educational meetings focusing on new members of Congress and key committees. That's something that will continue into the year, talking about Cigars 101, what our membership represents. We're also working on some small business issues, some tax issues to make sure that the environment that our brick and mortar small business retailers operate in is favorable. So those issues will be something that we work on continually through this year into the new year. 2 other government affairs things to note. I know that we've had some concerns from members reaching out about trade and tariffs and the effect of premium cigars. That is something that our team is monitoring, engaging with the administration to make sure that premium cigars themselves are not subject to tariffs, that the free flow of trade can continue. That's a message that we've started even before the administration took shape, and it's been receptive. We represent U.S. small businesses are the manufacturers, many of which are headquartered in Florida, are U.S. companies paying U.S. taxes. And, we want to make sure that they have a competitive environment. Now, there are some tariffs that will affect accessories in the premium cigar market, as well as exports. I know that there's been some articles about the European Union and, cigars that come from Nicaragua, Honduras, the Dominican Republic through the United States and go elsewhere. Some of those tariffs that would go into effect in April could affect those products being shipped elsewhere. So, this is something that our team will continue to engage with the administration on, as well as, the Congressional Cigar Caucus as they voice, concerns, making sure that, these U.S. businesses still can continue to thrive and operate in a favorable environment. The other thing that I'll briefly note, and because it is something that is active in the courts, I'm not going to say a ton about. But on Monday, the Premium Cigar Association and Cigar Rights of America filed a motion for rehearing at the appellate level. Hoping to clean up and clarify the favorable decision that the appellate court rendered in late January. So ensuring that there wouldn't be this interlude period where premium cigars could be subject to regulations. And then we also we also made mention that the definition that Judge Maida used in the district court decision was something that we were comfortable with moving forward. So those were the two big ticket items from the filing that we sent on Monday. Looking at the comments, let's see here. How do you get a pass for the cigar event? Well, if you are a retailer or manufacturer or industry partner, supplier, or media, you will be able to apply for membership or media credentials through our website, pcatradeshow.org, and see about the cigar tax in New York. Yep, I know we're working with the NYCA. Kathleen Kelly does a really good job there. There's two bills in New York, one of which is on the tax cap. Well, there's actually a couple tax bills. One's a bad one, one's a good one. In New York, and then of course the cigar bar legislation there. So we're coordinating with the NYCA on that, and we also New York was one of the recipients of our state block grants. So we're supporting the lobbying and advocacy in New York through our grant program and have allocated money. We also supported grants in Virginia, Maryland, and New Hampshire this year. If you are in a state that has some issues popping up and your state association hires a lobbyist, we still have some excess funds available in that grant program. So folks can apply for that. If you go to premiumcigars.org, we have the application process for that. I know Glenn and I have also worked with the California folks and Florida to set up brand new associations. So I think our number is at 27 state affiliates. I know that Glenn and I want to get to as many as possible to get to have coverage in every single state because as the retailers, you are on the front lines of all of this activity. So we appreciate the work of all of our state associations. At the trade show this year, we will have state association meetings. Meeting rooms will be available. So if you are a retailer that has a state association, please reach out to your state association leadership so that they will schedule a meeting with us. Glenn and I will be running around, as well as our consultants, going to these state association meetings, and we're happy to provide kind of general as well as some specific state-by-state updates at the show itself. That will be the predominant advocacy content. Also, a change that we've made this year for the trade show We have our awards ceremony, the Best of the Leaf Awards. We will have 5 advocacy awards that we will be presenting during that evening. That's going to be a real special. Again, we talked about entertainment value. We're having a comedy show, happy hour reception that then turns in the award ceremony, and the awards will have the Best of the Leaf Awards, which there were over 10,000 people that voted in the awards this year, a lot of customers, and we appreciate people for getting involved with that. I think that covers most of the updates and the comments that I see here. If anybody has questions or comments for our staff, please feel free to reach out. Again, 2 important things to note: book your hotels and register if you have not already. I know that we're getting new members. It's been fantastic to see with the updated website. Every day I'm getting a notification of a new member or a member that has not been part of the association in 5+ years. So our team stands ready to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to have a successful show, whether you're a retail member or an exhibitor. And if you have any technical issues, if you have any questions or need additional information, please reach out to us. No task is too small for us. My email address is joshua@premiumcigars.org. And if I don't have an answer for you, I'll make sure that I reach out to someone on our team so that we can get you all the information necessary. Thank you all. The other thing that I would say is today is National Espresso Martini Day, and you have St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be a good weekend for the cigar industry because those are some perfect pairings. So I hope all of our brick and mortar retailers this weekend and every day have a successful business and are able to get people to the lounges and shops to enjoy premium cigars. I know I'll be out on the road this weekend visiting some of the local shops here and supporting brick and mortar businesses. So thank you all and have a great weekend.